running a school is difficult these days and a challenge with tight state budgets, and so we appreciate all of you running for the school board because it's a tough job. So Doug, first question, why do you want to be a school board member?
Well, it seems like a pretty simple question, but it's not necessarily a simple answer. We moved here in '98, heard about early in the reputation, and our children got a fantastic education. Two of our kids, Emily started as a freshman, Tim started as a fifth grader, and both graduated, well prepared for college, confident in what they were going to do because of the experience they had. And as I've been thinking about this, I wanted to help the school board, who has done an excellent job up to this time. If this place wasn't open, I wouldn't be running. I think the school board that has been in existence has done a super job. But I want to help them in any way that I can to ensure that the students that are here today get the same positive experience that my children got when they were attending. That's just a brief answer.
Okay, very good. And
well, I moved to Early 8.5 years ago, and when I was looking at this area to relocate, I looked at the school districts, and Early was very highly rated. At the time, I was not married and did not have children, so I moved into the district with the assumption that one day I would have children. I was blessed to acquire a son about 4.5 years ago when I married my husband. So I now have an almost 16-year-old, JW, who is a sophomore, and I also have a 2-year-old who will be entering the school in several years. So my interest is in the school now with my child who's there, and also in maintaining the excellence that we have in strengthening our program so that my child who's upcoming will be in a good school district as well. I think our board has done a very good job. I would like to continue to build on what they've already done. I'm very excited about what our school has done in the past several years. We have really exceeded expectations for our UIL competitions. We have so many children that are just doing great and really well prepared for college. But I think with all of the changes that we're having in our EOC, we're going to have to really be on task and focused to make sure that our children finish their programs appropriately and that they have all of the credits that they're going to need. So I'd like to hopefully help implement a plan that will make sure all of our children are prepared and that we don't have any panics or shortcomings at the end of the 4-year curriculum in high school, and that our children really do well and go to college and are successful, and hopefully return to Early to bring those successes back.
thank you.
It's probably one of those questions that everybody's going to be pretty singular. I've also been here for 28 years in this county, or 25 years actually, and that time we've moved into Early about 18 years ago when our first son was fixing to start kindergarten. So I've got one that's fixing to graduate, and I've got another one that's in 7th grade, and we have always totally adored the school district. So basically, to the point is that my reasoning for this is I want to keep helping this school district to build. It's always been a great district. It's very well, great reputation. The outcome that these kids learn and go on to from here is just phenomenal. So from here, I just want to help build the district, help it continue to develop, because times are hard and times keep changing. But we've got to keep coming up with new things and new ideas to help this district build and stay afloat in the economy today.
Thank you. Pat?
Well, I've been serving on the board now for 9 years, and during that 9 years, we've had some phenomenal things that have happened in our district. Like David said, so many of us moved back to the community after we left. My wife and I were gone for a number of years, and we decided to move back. We, looked around. I'm a Brownwood graduate, and so I kind of gravitated that way. She was from Early, kind of gravitated. But we looked, and you look at the numbers and realize this is where our kids need to be. My oldest son did very well. He continues to do very well in college. He was very well prepared. That's a recurring theme here. My second son also, and I have a sophomore as well in school. So I want to see the excellence continue. I want to see some unfinished business addressed. We still have needs. We've done some great things, especially with regard to facilities, but as Ms. Cox mentioned, there's also, we've excelled in so many areas in UIL. We got word this past Sunday that we have 5 kids now that are going to international competition for future problem solvers, and it's just, we have those kinds of quality programs going on, and I want to see them continue, and I want to be a part of that as they continue.
Thank you. Sean?
Well, I served on the board for 12 years. I got off 3 years ago to focus on work and putting my daughter through college, and she successfully graduated in December. So I can truly say I have missed the time that I spent in the 12 years that I was on the board, 9 of those as board president. We did accomplish tremendous things, and it is actually an honor to serve in the community and to serve in a school district where you have the students, the faculty, the staff, and the employees that we have in Early Texas. Early EISD is a huge part of Early Texas, as all of you know. It's one of the #1 employers. It's the focus of our community in a lot of ways. And as you've heard, a lot of people choose Early Texas to live because of our district. And so I'm running again. It would be honored to serve another 3, or finishing up Mr. Cooley's 1-year term and helping Early ISD.
Thank you. Barry?
I want to first thank all of those that have served on the board in the past and the great job that they've done. I'm running because I've got kids in the Early School District. I also have a child that's graduated from the Early District, and Early did prepare my daughter for college. She's finishing up a master's program now in Abilene. We're very proud of her. I have 2 sons that are still students in the Early ISD. I think it's important to have as many board members as possible with students still, or excuse me, children still as students in the school district. You get a totally different perspective on what's happening at the school when you talk not just with the administrators and others, but also the students, their friends, and those kind of things. And so I think that that's a plus for me. I also believe that we need to work on some innovative programs to continually remind this county and this community of the great things that are happening in the Early ISD. One of the things that my law practice did this last year, we supported the radio broadcasts for the football and basketball games, but I didn't run ads for my law practice. I ran ads for the great things that the kids are doing in Early ISD. And we talked about the accomplishments that they made, that they've gained, the things that they've done. We would, if we had them running right now, we'd be talking about those 2 state champions on those problem-solving teams that we had just this last week. Is that correct? Is it within the last month? Man, great things are happening because we've got great students, and we want to continue doing that. I want to partner with the community in ways, some unique ways, to continue to help those kids. One of the things that I've done has been great fulfilling for me is I've for the last several years volunteered almost 100 hours up at the school. If you've had a hamburger or a hot dog up at the stadium in the last couple of years, probably I cooked it, because I like to be up there rubbing elbows with the kids and getting to know them. And I think we need to encourage more of that community and parental support, and that's what I want to help bring to the school board. I'd appreciate your vote. Thanks.
Thank you. Robert?
I came into the community just over 22 years ago to be a Howard Payne student. I was a transfer in. I'd actually got out of the military, and met my wife, who was finishing up her degree as a teacher at Howard Payne, and we decided this was a community that we wanted to stay in. And over the last 20 years, the community has given us a very successful business. We've had the opportunity to work with a lot of the kids. Most of them come from the Early area. We teach kids in a range of about a 70-mile area, but a lot of the kids come from Early. We chose, at the time we were living in Brownwood, and when our son got to the point he was ready to start school, my wife was very adamant that Early was the place to be. We moved into the district so that we would be sure to get our kids here. We currently have 3 kids, all in the Early ISD. We've got 3 different campuses. I've got a high school son, a junior high daughter, and an elementary school son. Basically, I've gotten to the point in my life where I want to serve back to the community that has done so much for my family. And it's something that I feel like if I look at what I'm qualified to do for the community, the kids are definitely what my most experience has been in. So in looking at what my kids are involved in, they've all been through the LIFT program. They all go and have competed in UIL, and they've all done a lot of the sports there through Early. So I want to be involved with helping to continue the success Early's had, to continue to promote the things that Early's done really well. and to keep making it the school that kids want to transfer into and be a part of. And so that was my motivation to run it. I feel like I've reached a point in my life where it's at that time that I go ahead and try to get involved in that way. So I would really appreciate y'all's support for that.